Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Air Tycoon Online 3. Today I'm just going to be making a couple routes, a couple short range, a couple long range, and then I'll just be showing you guys how my company is doing. So, of course, we are going to need our usual 707 320Bs. I think I'm going to order two of them. That's going to be a significant chunk of my money off. But sure, we'll order two of them. They are the best aircraft. And then I'm going to try and spend the rest of my money on a couple short range routes because I'm trying to max out my quests. These quests seem to be the best way to advance your company because net profit is pretty hard in this game. Um, as you can see, my net profit is very ass. Where is it? Did I click the right tab? Yes, my net profit is very ass. 56k. It goes up to about 80k in the upturns, but with a 44k investment expense slamming you down, it's pretty difficult actually. Of course, you might ask why bother with the investment expense, and for me, the reason for that is you need to have that investment expense to eventually open new routes, new hubs, and of course, there's a finite amount of routes I can make from New York. I will eventually have every single route to New York, basically, if I were to not open new hubs, and some of the routes which would just not be worth it. Um, so I do need to open more and more new routes or new hubs. So I actually have a way to keep expanding my company past New York. Now, another thing I want to do is I want to go a little bit into cargo, not a lot. I should delete this route. Yeah, let me close this route. Not worth it. It's not worth competing if you have the time to change the routes which are competing. I find they're not. It's not really worth changing if your route is a stopover route. For the reason that you're not gonna really notice if you change one half of a stopover route. It feels like just a really little bit, half of a stopover route compared to an actual route. So I usually don't change stopover routes, but I like to change. Um, oh right, I have two plain slot requests now. I can now. Oh, by the way, I bought $10 worth of gems, so I'm now able to do two slot requests at the same time. The DC-8, that's a big plane to lease. I don't know why you'd lease that. It's not stopover capable. It's low range, but it's pretty funny, I guess. I'm gonna lease a couple of these. Um, as I said earlier, I want to go into short range routes a little bit to try and tap into that juicy passengers to try and get my checklist. Ooh, I'm one away. I'm one away. Um, so I need some cargo routes. Or I need one cargo route because I just deleted that one to San Francisco. I want this cargo route to be. How long range is that cargo plane? Hold up. 707 320F, 4,800. So I can't really reach Europe with that range. It's just a bit too short. So I'm stuck in North America. My choices are Portland. Anchorage in range? No, Anchorage is not in range. Uh, my choices are basically just between Indianapolis and Detroit. Then I could also do Pittsburgh or Columbus or Cincinnati, but I think I'm gonna do Detroit. Uh, I could. I think that's too short. I think you need to have at least a decent range to be able to be slightly profitable. So I'm gonna do Detroit. This will give me a lot. Wait, what? Oh shoot! I already have 75 slots there, so that wasn't really necessary. That extra slot request, but that's fine. I have 70 slot request slots for like a 2 minute slot. Man, I think I just clicked the pause button. That was annoying. Hopefully, it didn't actually, you know, be paused for a long time and I didn't notice. As you can see, this red dot is my pause button. This red dot right here. And if I click it, it pauses basically. So sometimes I click it by accident and not realize I've paused for a long time. Uh, I probably don't. I don't really like it. I'd probably get rid of it if I knew how. But I am dumb and not really interested in, you know, freaking fucking around with my recording program, which just works right now. Um, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Why can't I? What did I not just build? Okay, I thought I just built, but I'm not sure. I guess. So the strategy for cargo aircraft is really simple. You just basically increase the price a tiny bit, and then you open a new route. and then you just keep increasing the price when it's full. Um, as you can see, I've not been doing that because I am lazy. But you see the price is full. You increase the slider a little bit, just a little bit. You don't really need to be too greedy with cargo routes because I don't know. They make good money anyway for how simple they are. You make them, they make money. Done. Basically, that's a cargo route. That's usually why I don't particularly like cargo routes because they take so few clicks to make. It doesn't feel like you're doing anything. Um, and all you really have to do is find the route with only business mattering. So there's a far fewer number of cities, in my opinion, which are actually viable to make with cargo. For example, I really only find that in each continent there's like 7 or maybe like 12, maybe around 20 cities which I would make a cargo route to, while there's around 50 cities which I'd make a passenger route to, except for Asia because there's just not that many cities in Asia. Now, that, as you can see, is too long for my Boeing 707 320. So instead, I'm going to go into here and I'm going to find one of my DC-8s I bought the first episode, if you remember, or the third episode where I restarted. Where's those DC-8 62s? Here, for example, New York to Malaga. Can I replace that? No, I cannot. Um, I know a couple of these are operating on routes shorter than their maximum range by quite a bit, so they could be operated by New York to Glasgow. That definitely sounds like one of them. No, really, it's not. Wow. Okay. Well, then instead, I'm going to just go into my inventory and do this because it's probably a bit easier. New York to Prague. That probably is. How do I look at the route? Is this how I look at the route? Yes, that's how I look at the route. Sweet. Okay, so I can replace that with my 707 320. X out of there. And then I can use my stopover route from here to... did I not click stopover? Really? Damn. I'm misclicking a lot today, sorry. And my voice is drying out too. Holy shit, it's pretty dry in here. I just woke up and I haven't drank any water yet. So I guess my voice is drying out. Um, yeah, as we can see, just a pretty standard pricing. I feel like it's going to be a bit too much. I'm going to have to lower it over time. Wow, why is it so laggy? Recording is annoying. Um, yeah, basically, I feel like I'm going to have to decrease these prices over time, but um, what's something pretty cool you can do is you can go into your routes. You can do the percent. Get out of here, press button. I'm trying to click this button behind you. You can go into here and you can adjust, like, for example, I want all the planes with between 100 and 100 occupancy. So planes with 100 occupancy, I want to increase the fare, for example. I can do that. I might as well because I'm going into the upturns. And if I want to say, like, for example, if your occupancy is like, say, between lower than 95, then I want to decrease your fare, right? And then if it's even lower than that, then I'll decrease it by another 1%, and so on and so forth. Like this, if you just do that every turn, it'll kind of micromanage your company's pricing for you. Um, oh fuck, I did percent all instead of like individually by the classes. You should do it by every individual class, because that makes it even better. I've kind of forgot to do that, so that's my bad. But yeah, basically by doing that, you can micromanage the prices to eventually be close to ideal, because the maximum occupancy almost always produces the maximum like the maximum occupancy with the maximum price is of course the maximum amount of money you can possibly make in the game. So yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good general rule is just to manage to keep both occupancy at 100 while having the highest price possible to do that, basically. So as you can see, we're just keep making routes from New York. Quite predictable, of course, because of our restrictions of the hub system. I want to make a video on what I think everything wrong with this game is and how to fix it. Kind of like a rant video. A lot of the stuff I had already talked about in my other episode, but I think I can build on it a lot. So we can bring this game up to the level of Air Tycoon Online 2. It's pretty sad that I have to say that we need to bring the level of this game up to a previous version of this game. That's pretty sad, to be honest. Now, as you can see, I have 256 spare credits after maxing out um, my quests, basically. I'd recommend anybody who plays this game and kind of wants to win to spend the $5 to get your extra slot requests. It's quite important. I spent $10 because I want some extra to play with. Basically, it's pretty childish, but having a little bit of extra money and hopefully making these YouTube videos a little bit more exciting will be worth it. As you can see, I want to be using the New York main airport as much as possible still. What does this star do? I've never clicked it before. I don't know if that was something I inputted in before, but I could build a maintenance depot. I'm pretty sure that would be quite worth it. Let me take a look. Where's my expenses? Expenses. Oh fuck! I know it's the wrong tab. I know it. As you can see, it takes forever to load because I'm recording. Um, expenses. Uh, so I don't know how much my maintenance is. It's not very much, 14K. But if I can reduce that for just the cost of 6 credits, that's probably not a bad idea. No, because all my routes come from New York, I can find out exactly how much my maintenance is decreased by opening. Hello guys, welcome back. Sorry my recording got cut off, but basically what I wanted to say was because New York is my only airport, of course, if I do buy a maintenance depot, I'll be able to find out nearly an exact amount which the maintenance depot decreases my cost by, which will be very interesting because I would love to see how much effect that it actually has. So there we go. I bought my maintenance depot. Don't know what I'm going to spend my other 260 credits on. I might just hold on to them so that when I, want to play my next world, I can instantly get my new airport and slot requests too. But I don't know. So I'll just, hold on to them until I feel like I want to use them. So now I want to make some mid to short range routes to New York. Uh, Basically, I just want to find the best cities kind of close. Um, like Indianapolis, and just make some routes there. I can't believe a route like that is not taken, to be honest. I'm guessing Cincinnati is not taken either then. Basically, I just want to make those two routes to boost my passenger numbers. Once, my passenger numbers get up, I'll eventually be able to collect that 200K quest, which is, almost like half a day. Uh, Almost half a day worth of net profit. It's like, 10 hours. It'd take me almost 10 hours to generate that much normally. So it'd be great to have that much for almost for free just for having some passengers. Short range routes honestly aren't too bad. Let me find some of my short range aircraft to show you guys. My voice is really going. I don't know why, but my throat is pretty dry. My nose is pretty stuffy today. Maybe I'm sick. That'd be so annoying. Holy crap! How much are these making? New York to Louisville. Like obviously this is a good route. It should be making a bunch. Yo, for some reason my AZ screen recording just keeps stopping in the middle. I do not know why, but it does. But whatever. I got some software to hopefully, paste all these like broken up video clips together. But it is kind of annoying. But what was I saying? Um yeah, I want to check the profit on my damn 727s. Uh let's see how much this is making. New York to Memphis, that's, a pretty good route. But that thing, at least one is making, 800K. So that's not bad. That is profit, despite, the lease expense. So like if we look at the net profit, as we can see, the flight expense or the depreciation cost is the lease expense, which is 903K. So despite that, I am still making a net profit, in fact. So that is very good. Basically, uh, I don't mind not making that much from one leased aircraft. Um, as long as it's, bolstering my passenger numbers, it's helping in some way or another. Also, I cannot find that many more routes, which I would consider viable when used with a long range with the DC-11, which is the other leasable stopover aircraft. I would like to use that, but I just can't find any routes which would make that work. And because I can't find any routes which would make that work, I have to use short range routes instead. Basically, the range of that aircraft is kind of low, so to make a stopover with more than 10,000 range, it's pretty difficult to find any that work. So instead, as you can see, we are just using some terrible 727s to try and make profit instead. Now, of course, they're not going to be as profitable or like barely profitable at all often. I don't know why they nerfed the shit out of short range routes so much. Um, Short range routes were already nerfed in the sense they need more slots to operate. And because they need more slots to operate, you cannot make as many, especially in the late game. So, in my opinion, they were already quite balanced. But unfortunately, that's not what Trade Game Lab Inc. thought, of course. So we are dealing with terrible um, short range routes. I have one more short range aircraft. It's Tampa. Might do Tampa. Might do Havana. Let's do Havana. Why not? Of course, it's not a short range, so it won't have as high of a passenger count. But I just want to be getting some of the better cities in right now. There's not that many other great cities in North America. There's Tuscan, there's Chihuahua, but these are cities slightly farther from New York, so I might be able to use them in a stopover. Um, so I'm gonna keep those for now. Like these routes aren't really worth using as a stopover because one leg is so long and one leg is so short. It's basically just like having one long range route, and the short range route is so irrelevant because there's so few schedules for a short range route. So I don't really want to be using a route that's too short as a half of a stopover, basically. So I just really gotta wait for these slots to come out. Really, not much else I can do. I guess I can take a look around. I can show you guys my routes list once again. I'm not sure if I have actually because I've had so many failed recordings because my AZ screen recorder kept pausing. Don't know why. But yeah, as you can see, all my routes are doing decently. Uh, Most of these routes are half of a stopover, like New York to Birmingham, Birmingham to Seoul. And if you combine the net profit, you get around 3K net profit. So that's pretty good. So most of my bought aircraft are net profiting around 3K, which is very, very good. Um, it's just I'm not making that much actual net profit because I'm hammering myself down with all that investment expense so I can open new hubs. Uh, I really don't like this. I really do not like the investment expense. It just takes so long. I mean, what if I wanted to start in a new city and I'm just stuck for like a week? Like, you cannot not invest in cities you are planning to make hubs in immediately because you're going to be waiting weeks before you can open it. So, for example, Chicago, I have 20 name value. I'm investing heavily there. Beijing, I'm investing heavily, so I want my Beijing hub to come out first, then my Chicago slightly after, and then I'm not ignoring other cities. So, for example, London, I have a decent amount of investment that should follow after those ones. New York, I'm just letting it drop because you don't need name value. I don't think it does anything to your passenger count, and if it does, it's not noticeable. Um, as you can see, I have some amount of investment in these cities, so I can follow up with those. Once my Beijing gets close, I'm gonna start heavy investment in some other cities, which I plan to make hubs in, just so I can open new hubs as they basically hit 50 name value, which is such a pain. Maybe I should like do some investment in every city so I can like every major city so I can plan to open some hubs there. But I guess that is for the far future to think about. Um, I do believe this game goes to 2030. So that's 10 days longer than I'm used to. And that should. Wait, why am I opening a cargo hub? What am I doing? I'm opening a passenger route. Well, now I have a cargo hub there for no reason. Cincinnati, I use a 727 because Cincinnati is decent. Of course, I'm just going to do this. And then I can have more schedules. Okay, that's good to keep in mind. So that's good. 90%? Nah, I'll just go for 98. It's a little bit more expensive, but why not? So once again, we're gonna need more slots in Cincinnati. I'm probably gonna open some more cargo routes here in the next turns to collect all those cargo bonuses too. So yeah. Next route, of course, was New York to Havana, and that should be it. That's really all I wanted to do this episode. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna drink some water because my voice is so dry. I do not know why. See, look, the range is completely different, but this still provides the same satisfaction. I don't get it. This is only like what, like $4 more. Yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.